From the CEO of Ring being denied a $700,000 investment in the tank, to the Books Company CEO bagging an investment after a rejection, here are all the deals Shark Tank wishes they never turned down. Let's start with the insane story about the Ring doorbell and its CEO and founder, Jamie Siminoff. Siminoff stepped into the Shark Tank in Season 5 with his revolutionary video doorbell system called Doorbot. This guy had his eyes set on a $700,000 investment. Now, Kevin O'Leary was the only shark who took a nibble, but he came with a hefty condition: 10% sales royalty plus 5% equity in the company. Phew, talk about pressure. But Siminoff wasn't one to back down. When O'Leary rejected his counteroffer, he decided to walk away from a deal with the Sharks. And you know what? It turned out to be the best decision he could have made at the time. According to Siminoff himself, after the episode aired, things started heating up for Ring, and by 2015, Siminoff transformed his scrappy 8-person team into a force to be reckoned with, having 155 employees spread across 2 offices in California and Arizona. After many years of raking in multi-million-dollar annual sales, the big boss himself, Jeff Bezos, came knocking on Siminoff's door with an offer he simply couldn't refuse. In 2018, Amazon acquired Ring for a jaw-dropping reported sum of $1 billion. Yeah, you heard me right. But Siminoff isn't one to forget his roots, though. He knows his appearance on Shark Tank played a huge role in pushing a struggling startup into the spotlight. In fact, this guy then returned to the tank, but this time as a guest investor. Talk about coming full circle. That's a heck of an inspirational story. It's a lot like what went down with Copa di Vino and its CEO and founder, James Martin. Now picture this, it's 2011, and Martin struts his stuff onto the Shark Tank stage, armed with his genius creation, individually packaged wine by the glass. He's looking for $600,000 and is willing to give up a 20% stake in his business. 4 out of 5 sharks pass on the opportunity. But hold on, Kevin O'Leary can't resist the allure of the wine packaging patents. He steps in with an offer, $600,000 for a 51% stake in the company. Tempting, right? Well, not enough, because Martin turns him down right there. Now, even though Martin walked away without a deal, things started bubbling up for Copa di Vino after the episode aired. In that very same year, their annual sales soared to a cool $5 million. This company was growing faster than a vine in springtime. And guess what happened next? The producers of Shark Tank reached out to Martin in 2012 because they wanted him back on the show. This time around, Martin was looking to secure $300,000 in capital to take his business to new heights. But here's the twist. The Sharks weren't too keen on Martin this time either. They saw his newfound success as arrogance. Once again, Martin walked away without a deal, and the Sharks fumbled a huge bag. Cause fast forward 8 years, and Martin's business is still thriving. Copa di Vino has served up a whopping 48 million glasses of wine and hit a mind-boggling $250 million in revenue. I mean, you gotta raise your glass and toast to James Martin's incredible journey. And there's more where that came from. Just take a look at Kodiak Cakes and its CEO and founder, Joel Clark. Now here's the deal. When Clark and his business partner, Cameron Smith, stepped onto the Shark Tank stage in 2014, their pancake empire was already on the shelves of Target. But they had bigger dreams and were after an investment of $500,000 in exchange for a 10% stake in the company. They had their eyes on securing product placement at other major retailers, and that investment would have helped make it happen. But the Sharks weren't entirely convinced. They had their doubts, but 3 of them still made offers, with a catch. They wanted a significantly larger stake in the company than Clark was willing to give up. So you know what he did? He politely declined. He saw it as a reality check that taking investment money too soon could mean giving away a hefty chunk of the business. Lucky for him, after the episode aired, Kodiak Cakes saw their sales at Target skyrocket. They rose to the top, becoming the best-selling pancake mix brand in the store. And as for their annual sales, let's do some time travel. Back in 2013, when Clark taped the episode, they were sitting pretty at around $3.4 million. But following the year after the Shark Tank debut, their sales nearly doubled, reaching a tasty $6.7 million. And fast forward to 2018, Kodiak Cakes hits a whopping $100 million in sales. And you know what goes best with food and wine? Well, someone to share it with, of course. Meet Do-Woon Kang, the CEO and founder of a women-focused dating app, Coffee Meets Bagel. She appeared on season 6 of the show, ready to shake things up. Do-Woon and her awesome sisters, Arum and Sue, stormed into the Shark Tank, looking for $500,000 in exchange for just 5% equity in their company. Their app, Coffee Meets Bagel, had a killer concept. Think about it. Every day at noon, users receive a match who's connected to them through a mutual friend on Facebook. Now, the Sharks were intrigued by this genius idea, but things got a bit rocky when the sisters dodged a question about the number of people using the app. That didn't sit well with the Sharks, and they started backing off. But wait, just when things seemed bleak, Mark Cuban swooped in with an offer that blew everyone's mind. He asked if they'd be willing to sell the entire company for a whopping $30 million. That's one of the largest offers in Shark Tank history. But the sisters didn't even blink. They said a resounding no. Why? Because they believed their company could be as big as Match.com, a billion-dollar business. Talk about confidence. After that bold move, the sisters received a flood of angry emails from viewers, calling them crazy, greedy, and stupid. But hey, they knew what they were doing. They had big dreams and weren't settling for anything less. Now, Do-Woon didn't spill all the juicy details, but she did mention that Coffee Meets Bagel recently celebrated their 50 millionth user match. They're also consistently ranking among the top 10 dating apps in cool publications like CNET, Women's Health Magazine, and TechRadar.com. It's safe to say that they're making serious waves in the dating app scene. So go out there, find your perfect match, and let your entrepreneurial spirit shine. It sounds like John Tabais, the CEO and co-founder of the Books Company, did exactly that. He had a farm-to-table online flower delivery business that made waves on Shark Tank in season 5. Now, John's Shark Tank experience was a bit of a roller coaster ride. Back in 2014, he stepped into the tank seeking a cool $258,000 for his blossoming business. But in the end, none of the Sharks knew much about the flower industry, and they had their doubts about investing. Bummer, right? John walked away without the deal he was hoping for, but he didn't let that bring him down. John and his co-founder, Juan Pablo Montefar, were determined to push forward. Fast forward to 2017, where things took a delightful turn when, out of the blue, John received a call from none other than Shark Robert Herjavec himself. You see, Robert was getting married and was shocked by the sky-high prices of wedding flowers. In his quest for a solution, he turned to John for help. And boy did he deliver. He explained the ins and outs of the flower business to Robert, exposing how those big online flower delivery sites sneakily tack on unnecessary fees, turning a simple $40 bouquet into a $65 one. Yikes. But fear not, because the Books Company came to the rescue. They did the flowers for Robert's wedding at a much more reasonable rate than what he'd been quoted elsewhere. That experience turned Robert into a believer. 3 years after John's episode aired, Robert decided to invest in the Books Company. He saw the magic that the company brings to the flower industry firsthand. And you know what? That investment was part of a funding round that raised an insane $24 million. Now that's what I call a blooming success. When John first graced the Shark Tank stage, the Books Company had already achieved $700,000 in sales within just 10 months of launching. But they've gone on to do 10 times that amount, totaling around $7 million. More importantly, John has learned an important lesson for aspiring entrepreneurs out there through it all. Stay optimistic no matter the hurdles you face. In the unpredictable world of entrepreneurship, finding ways to see the silver lining can make all the difference in the pursuit of success. So, from the Books Company CEO bagging an investment after a rejection, to the CEO of Ring being denied a $700,000 investment in the tank, these were deals Shark Tank wishes they never turned down revealed.